He's joining me now on, was that him? He's right there. Hey, how you doing? I thought you were going to be on the phone,
hey,
but nice to see you, Congressman Fortenberry.
Good evening.
Are you as angry as your leader?
Well, we're certainly all disappointed. Many of us have worked for a very long time on trying to get health care reform right. We need the right type of reform that actually will reduce costs and improve health care outcomes while we protect vulnerable persons. And unfortunately, this bill is going to simply and substantially shift cost to more and more unsustainable government spending and will erode health care liberties. So it has caused a great deal of passion, a great deal of divide, not only here in Congress, but across the country as well.
So how do you personally feel? I mean, do you feel let down? Do you feel angry? Do you feel disappointed? You got elected by your constituents there in the Cornhusker state, which I want to talk about specifically in a second. But I just want to know, you as a person, as a man, how are you feeling right now?
Healthcare reform in this country is very important. It's been a priority of mine. We've dropped a number of bills and worked on this for a very long time. If you would have had a bipartisan cooperative spirit here, you could have worked on areas in common, such as pre-existing conditions, health and wellness initiatives, even expansion of certain basic public services like community health centers.
Why didn't that? Why wasn't there? I mean, the president had a meeting with House Republicans. He wanted to toss some ideas around. It didn't seem that anybody was listening to anybody. At what point did we lose the possibility that our government would function as a of course with partisan differences and different approaches, but at some point cobbling out what was a reasonable compromise? The Democrats say that this bill, incorporating 200 Republican ideas, is essentially the compromise that could have been. How do you say?
Well, you saw an extraordinary breakdown of process here. Backroom deals, 11th hour deals, significant shifts away from the kind of ideal of transparency. And this soured the taste of the American people. Many, again, who are very interested in transparent debate in Congress and not the cutting of special deals. My own state, as you mentioned, got a lot of unwanted attention because of a special deal that was put in there for it. It offended our sense of fair play at home, and it caused increased volatility of this whole debate in the electorate in America.
All right, you're talking about the Cornhusker kickback, the buyout. I think it was pretty blatant to get Senator Ben Nelson's vote. He was at the Fox table at the Radio and Television Correspondents' Dinner a couple days ago. I wanted to ask him. I thought it was kind of maybe out of line in that social setting. But how did the people of Nebraska, do you think that Ben Nelson took a bribe, a legal bribe to sell his vote in the Senate?
Well, I don't want to characterize it that way, but when you have deals being cut behind closed doors on a bill that potentially affects 1/6 of the entire economy, where we do need the type of health care reform that is going to fill in gaps that is proportional to the nature of the problem, but doesn't rewrite the entire health care system, you have people becoming much more cynical. And in Nebraska, again, where we work hard, people take care of themselves, we have a strong character, a sense of personal responsibility in the state. Getting a special deal that other states did not get was, again, very offensive to our sense of fair play.
It embarrassed you?
Well, we were shocked by it, frankly. Again, we've tried to work on health care reform that makes sense, that lowers costs, improves outcomes, and protects vulnerable people. Have submitted a number of ideas in that regard. And then you're coming down to an 11th hour deal that was very peculiar. It again offends the people.
Stunk to high heaven, but it has now been reconciled out. It will not be part of the final legislation. Any Nebraskans who stood to benefit from the Cornhusker kickback now are going to be disappointed.
Well, our state didn't want that.
Good.
We didn't want that. We want a sense of fair play.
Good. And I know, spent a lot of time there. I know that that's what you're about. And Congressman Fortenberry, thank you very much. I appreciate it on this historic night joining us. On the